So first of all, let me apologize for the lighting because I'm sure somebody's going to complain about the lighting. The other day I made a video at night with the wood stove showing you the pretty flames at night, and I had this low level lighting, and I even said it in the video. Sure enough, somebody complained, yeah, you really should reconsider doing videos at night. There wasn't enough light. I turned it off early. I could be outside in the rain, then somebody would complain that the lens is getting speckled up. So this is off grid. Deal with it. There's a YouTuber that says, freedom is scary, deal with it. So I thought I'd just steal his line. So as you know, Carolyn and I have been living off grid for, 3 or 4 years. And the only electric we have is our solar panels and we got a generator. Actually, we got 2 of them. But we've been really trying to reduce the amount we have to run the generator. We got 1,200 watts of solar panels and 8 lead acid batteries, deep cycle batteries. You can buy them at Walmart. And we've been doing fantastic all this time. We have ran a freezer or a refrigerator. You can see the refrigerator, it's out of commission. We don't use it anymore. We just have the freezer now. That is probably the most difficult thing to keep powered up. You always got to have that in the back of your mind, that you got to have enough electricity to get through the night for that freezer. If you don't, I'm going to get it in the middle of the night and start up a generator. What it is I have my cell phone and different things plugged in, and as soon as the inverter shuts off from the low power from the batteries, I hear it, so I have to go down there and start up the generator. So it's a little bit of a safety mechanism, but typically I don't have a problem. I haven't had a problem with a nighttime issue since this summer, and I think what happened there was Carolyn's son was running something when he was here, and we just ran out of power. It was no big deal. I mean, we had to make some exceptions for him. Then we run the well, so on sunny days we can run that well a good portion of the day. In the wintertime, we can run it from about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. roughly, non-stop. Of course, in the summertime, we can run a lot longer, from probably about 9 a.m. to about 3 or 4 p.m. non-stop. So it's been cloudy for 3 days. So tomorrow it's supposed to sun up. So I'll fill the water tomorrow, the water tank. I've showed you that process before. Our well fills a water tank, 275 gallon water tank, and then that feeds the house. I'm sure it's running pretty low. We've used quite a bit of water, and this is a good experiment. This is what I've really been wanting to test since I've started running the well off the solar panels. How long can we go without having to fill it? And then when we do have to fill it, can the solar panels handle it? Well, I know the solar panels can handle it because we've played with it all summer long, doing different things and messing around with it. As long as there's no clouds in the sky, we have no issues. The other thing we've always done is Carolyn, she does laundry by hand. And I've showed you her sinks before. She's got 2 deep wash sinks that we bought out here. Now in the wintertime, she doesn't get to use them. It's just too cold. You may hear the generator running. Typically I wouldn't be running a generator, but we've got this problem today, so I need to explain that in just a minute. But these are the wash tubs that she does laundry in. And in the wintertime, she does laundry in the house. So there's her plunger and buckets. She can do laundry in the house. As you know, Carolyn is 62 years old, I'm 52. And for some reason, my audience thinks she must be disabled or something, because ever since we stopped the nomadic lifestyle. Now, during the nomadic lifestyle, we did laundry with the bucket, and we had far less water to use. It was constant nightmare. But ever since we got here, she's been doing laundry in those tubs. She is just too fragile, according to the subscribers, to do laundry outside like that. And she loves it. It's good exercise. She's got this little pull rope spinner thing that she likes to use. We've got 2 of those in case one breaks. I remember the first time it broke, I repaired it, of course, but I had to order parts. Oh, she just looked so depressed, and I felt so bad. So I fixed it, and of course we got another one, so if that ever happens again, she can use it. The audience has complained nonstop about her doing laundry out there. The other thing they complained about before is her cooking outside. Well, when her son moved out, she started cooking in the camper, and all of a sudden the complaints have stopped about her cooking outside. What's so frustrating about the cooking outside thing is she specifically asked to be able to cook outside. When we built the tiny house, I was trying to figure out how to put a little kitchenette in here that she could use, but she didn't want a kitchen in here. She didn't want the smoke and the fumes and all that stuff. When we lived in the camper, we cooked inside and it was stained and nasty, and you burn popcorn and burn your eyes for a while. So she wanted it outside. So she's got everything she wants out there. We'd always talked about getting an oven, and we'd always were on the hunt for one. It's not like we weren't going to get one, we just never found one. But since she got the camper and she's been cooking in there, not one complaint. Carolyn always told me just ignore the people about the washing machine. She liked washing outside. But then the other day my mother complained and sent Carolyn a thing telling her to buy this particular washing machine. It was a camping washing machine. It's got 2 spinners in it, the wash tub and a spinner tub. So you literally have to move the laundry back and forth to make it work. And a lot of people have sent me that, and I just never thought that was a good idea. I mean, you can buy other washers. I mean, heck, we could run a full-size washer if we wanted to. It's a lot of room. So I decided I gave up. Just gave up. And the other day I bought a washing machine online at Amazon. Now, years ago, we lived in an apartment, and I had this apartment-sized washing machine hooked up to the bathroom sink. You put the drain hose in the toilet, and it did a good portion of laundry. Would do blankets, everything. So instead of buying this camping one, why not just buy a real washing machine? We had to rearrange the whole house to make that happen. So we moved the shelf away from the shower here to over here, which, I don't know, I guess it's okay, but it does take away from the beauty of the pallet wood, because that whole wall was exposed, but now it's covered up. But we found room. Well, it wasn't supposed to show up until next Monday, the washing machine. But it showed up today. I don't know why, but here it is. So this is the washing machine, and it's programmable, has all the little fancy switches and knobs or buttons. We would not be able to run this a year ago because we had a modified sine wave inverter, but now we got a pure sine wave inverter. We can run it. We actually have 2. We got the 2,000 watt and the 1,000 watt. Right now, this is on the 1,000 watt inverter. I forgot to switch it over. And I shut the freezer off because the freezer kicked on, it would probably overpower it. Water is being pumped out right now. Yeah, you can hear it in the tub. Now I should have switched it over to 2,000 watt. That way we didn't have to shut off the freezer. So as soon as this is over, I have this little method. I always put a piece of wood in front of the freezer. That way I don't forget to turn it back on. So I just shut off the freezer, let this run. But normally I would run it on the 2,000 watt inverter. I might even rewire the washing machine so it specifically is plugged into 2,000 watt. Just so you know, I don't run the 2,000 watt full time because it takes 2 amps an hour to run even if there's nothing plugged into it. Whereas the 1,000 watt only takes 1 amp an hour. The 2 amps, that's a full battery in a 24-hour period. So that's a lot of electricity just to power the inverter. So I keep it shut off unless we need it for like the well or the coffee maker. Carolyn uses the heat water. So that's pretty nice. I'm not going to go through all the functions, but it literally can sense how much water to put into it based on your laundry load. It's different programs. You can have a higher or lower water. You can run a blanket in here. This is only 300 watts, so it's very minimal amount of electricity. I went down there. Now, it's a very cloudy day, and typically I wouldn't have ran this on a cloudy day like this, but we were just testing it since we got it. Wanted to make sure it worked. And then I started the generator. That's why the generator's running. So I'm going to show you how I hooked this up. I had to go to the hardware store because I hooked it up to the water heater here. I think you can see in here. I'm sorry for how dark it is, but this is our water heater. It's a camping water heater. You can buy these on Amazon. Just get the highest BTU one. This one is not the highest BTU one. I kind of regret that. In the wintertime when the water's really cold, it doesn't heat quite as well as our old water heater does. So I regret not getting the highest BTU. Next one I get, I'll get the biggest one. A RV pump takes water from our IBC tank that I fill from the well and pumps it into the house at 30 psi, about 3 gallons a minute. It's not a lot of water, but it's enough to make everything work. So when we turn this switch on right here, or valve, Water comes through, turns on the water heater. You have this battery compartment that goes kind of like your barbecue pit does. And then it heats up. It's propane. So we're using this to run the washer also, the wash machine. Well, I had to make an adjustment. So this is usually hooked up to a shower head. The shower heads are like this, just like every shower head. So this is designed to hook up to your bathroom sink. There's an adapter that came with it. Well, I took that adapter off, went to the hardware store, and they gave me this fitting where I could hook the hose from the water heater up to the hose of the wash machine. So the RV pump is pumping all that water in here. Now, it's a little bit slower than what I remember because the RV pump only pumps 3 gallons a minute. So now it's filling up with the rinse water. So it says we got 14 minutes left in the cycle, but that does not consider fill time. When we were filling for the wash cycle, it didn't budge. It was at 37 minutes the whole time. But as soon as it started washing, then the counters kicked in. So the drain hose is right here, and we just hooked this right over the shower handle, and it drains down into the septic tank. This is going to be a lot more convenient, obviously, than washing like we used to. It's going to take a little bit more planning, and that's one thing that I try not to force Carolyn to do is plan out her week. I don't fill the water tank unless it's sunny. That means I'm always checking the app to see when it's going to be sunny. Can we make it on water? Do I need to fill it with generator? But with Carolyn, I like for her to be able to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants, without having to worry about what the weather is. She even hooked lines up on the porch so she could do laundry even when it's raining, so she can hang the drying out there underneath the porch so it will still dry. I want her to be able to do whatever she wants, whenever she wants to do it. But now we have a piece of equipment that these subscribers nearly forced my hand into buying. So now she has to plan ahead. Well, she's already said she's not going to use it. If it's going to get used, I will end up using it. So what I will do is right after I fill the water tank every day, I'll just switch the house over after I'm done filling it. I'll come in here, do a load of laundry on sunny days. If there's any laundry to be done, there's usually not a lot to do. It takes about it. She used to do it every 3 days. I mean, what we have in here is all the laundry we have available. Now, this thing can wash a blanket. I wanted to mention that. That was one of her big criteria, is if we're going to get it, let's get one that can wash a blanket, because that is the hardest thing to wash out there in the tub. I don't understand the point of watching an off-grid channel saying I'm going to live off-grid, but I'm not going to give up any of my modern conveniences. I see this with preppers all the time. Preppers telling me in videos they're going to use dishwashers and lawnmowers during SHTF. Well, if there's no electric, you're not going to be able to get gas to run your lawnmower, and why not just wash by hand? You're going to use less water. You could use a spray bottle to do dishes. Why are you even using dishes? Just use your fingers. So people can't give up their conveniences. My biggest concern was somebody would turn me in for abusing Carolyn. I've gotten threats that they were going to report me, and she needs to be in a nursing home, and I made all those videos before. And it was just a matter of time before somebody finally turned me in for abuse. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video where I was talking about the well. So I hope I can inspire you to try to remain as basic as you can when you're living your dreams. Thanks for watching.